Hey everyone, welcome back to the His and Hers the Truth podcast. This is my beautiful wife.
Sim, great seeing everyone again. And thank you guys for showing us so much love. You know, I can see our subscribe
we've
gone
gone
up just a little bit
a
more.
good uptick, yep.
But I know that if you guys want to show us more love, and then once you watch after the content, do share, press the like button, and subscribe. Because that's the only way that we know that you guys are still interested and want some more content from us.
Yeah. Hey, and one thing too, I've noticed that some of the content creators that we reacted to, they actually reacted to our comment. For example, I think the last video we shot about the single crisis, I think Aula of Asia reacted to it.
Nice.
So appreciate, man, I love it. When someone like your channel that's way bigger than this channel reacts. So hey, nothing to gain or anything like that. I just wanted to say thank you, right? And then also, like I said, I'm hoping that because of that, the reason why I also felt very, I guess, positive about that is because I'm hoping our content is getting pushed out there to the rest of you guys. We know that it's shadow banned, right? Our viewers have said that. So the fact that maybe it's going out to other content creators, and then of course, with your guys' help and engagement, right? Commenting, sharing, reacting. We're hoping that it gets pushed out, guys, because I think the truth needs to get pushed out there because it has been suppressed for so long. Okay.
Let's wake up.
Yeah, guys, speaking of comments, right, we're going to have lives beginning of the month every Sunday. That's our plan, of course.
That's true.
To react to your guys' questions or comments. And hopefully you guys will have questions or comments on that live airing as well for us to react to. Okay, so guys, look out for that. And then, of course, we're planning to have guest lives as well, too. So we'll try to coordinate both of those moving forward as best as we can. Okay.
So if anybody wants to come live with us or different channels that we've been
we would love to
about,
shoot a live
do.
together with any other content creator and discuss, debate, whichever way you guys want to talk about the Asian. Like I said, I would love to speak specifically about our Asian related content and obviously issues that we're dealing with, but I'm willing to talk about RP and the truth as well too. Okay, today's video, guys, is actually kind of a pretty interesting video, right? And we love these shorts. I think this is a Facebook short, I was told, and the title is "Cheating Culture in Japan." So it has to do with cheating, and then the very first screenshot, it says, "Does prostitution," right? I have to say it carefully. Count as cheating. Okay, so let's hear it. See what's going on.
Prostitution 風俗は浮気かどうかどう思いますか？
浮気じゃないです。
じゃない。
じゃないです。浮気です。はい。やっぱ金を払ってるんで相手が素人じゃないんで、これは浮気じゃないかなって。なるほど。難しいですね。難しい。僕はノーですね。ノー。いや難しいし。
Okay, so they're going into other dudes. Okay, so the first group of 3 dudes, 2 out of 3 says it's not cheating, and 1 of the 3 says yes. But I found it interesting, the first guy's answer to why he thought it was not cheating.
Because you're just paying for it. There's no I guess emotional attachment to
so
it. That's probably what he's thinking. Like for my girlfriend's like, okay, well, for my girlfriend.
So elaborate on that. I love what you just said there. Elaborate on that.
I'm just saying, think about it. If he had a girlfriend and say he paid a prawn star, right? For his girlfriend, he's giving his love, his emotion, pouring in, right, to her, his time, which is precious to for each other. But for the prawn star, he's paying for a booty and then tapped out. He's not in that relationship like, hey, I'm gonna,
Okay.
So it's like, I'm bouncing, I'm done, and I bounce.
Okay.
But with a relationship or a wife, you're stuck together. You're taking you're doing that responsibility, or you're being a man.
That's a valid point. That's my thought. No, and I'm not saying my wife thinks that. She's just bringing up a very valid point. But my question to that argument, I guess, is, does men, right, the man, really bring emotional value as his value to the relationship?
No, I think the men just think from down there. That's why.
Correct. Correct.
So
what?
I'm just saying.
So what do we actually?
He said emotional. I said it's just.
No, but that's what he's trying. Like in your opinion, that's how he was justifying that it wasn't cheating because it's just sex. I'm just paying money for it. I'm not investing, right? Committing my emotional value to this transaction, right? But as men, do we really provide emotional value as a value?
No.
Correct. So what do we actually supposed to provide? money, right? One of our values is finance, resources, right? And so if you're paying for sex, it is 100% cheating. Okay? And it's cheating, guys, cheating. This is the
With
problem,
their
right?
financial value.
Men and women have been unfortunately confused so much about what is the truth, right? We forgot what the values were for the truth. So yes, we are supposed to bring that value to the relationship. And so if you're going to give it to somebody else, regardless if it's just a little amount or it's a lot amount, right? It's cheating because you had committed that value to your significant other. No different than if your woman, your wife, right, committed her fidelity,
that's
right,
cheating.
or her femininity, right, or her nurturing, or her, like I said, this is why men have such a huge time with women who are advertising themselves out for other men, right? Because those values, your beauty, your sexuality, your femininity was supposed to be ours, right? So yes, even though I think what he should have said was that if I would have respected him more if he just said, "Hey, it's not 100% cheating because I'm not giving all of my money to this woman." Like that's the more realistic answer, right? Right? If you just said, okay, cool, it's just a transaction. I'm not committing my whole time to her, my whole values to her. I'm just paying for her for this one transaction. But yes, it's still a little bit cheating. But
it's not one transaction.
Well, the problem is
if
you're going to do it multiple times, right?
Because women, trust me, even if they're Prawn Star, what do you think why these businesses are still open? They found ways to dip into your pocket, like
it's
the
multiple,
way they dress, the way they
offenders,
act,
right?
Come on, or else these businesses won't be staying open. And those kind of business,
well, you gotta have continued success,
that's
right?
what I'm trying to say.
So,
there's popping up, so there's got to be money in there.
let's react to the rest.
彼女によるけど、僕やられたら嫌なんでイエス。
浮気ではないんじゃないですか。わかんないですけど、とりあえずそこはカップル間で了承を得る得ない。多分周りみんな貧乏なんで。
彼女が風俗でやることを OK としてる場合は浮気に入らないと思います。
イエスが浮気だと思うんで、そうですね。気持ちがないんだったら浮気じゃないっていう人の気持ちも分からなくもないっていう感じ。
個人的には浮気。
Okay, so I didn't want to go too many reactions, right? But okay, so in essence, we had 3 examples there where they all said in one phrase or another that, hey, if you talk to it as a couple, then it's not cheating.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, honey? What do you think about that?
Well, if they have, there's couples out there do have the, what do you call those, open relationship, which they aren't. So they're not really committing, I don't want to say the word couple because then you're not really a couple. You're just like,
well, I agree with them. So, but this is the problem, right?
But that's
when couples who are in this hypothetical situation of talking about it and then agreeing to it, right? Because we're talking about agreeing, yes, right?
But you're not committed.
Because if let me finish. If you agree no, right? If one side says no, then of course whatever you do is going to be cheating, right? Because one person already said no, don't do this, right? You've committed this to me, and this is the contract we agreed upon, right? But let's hypothetically say that one party in this situation said yes, and let's be honest, what we're talking about specifically is that the woman says yes, go ahead, babe. You as a man, go ahead and spend money and go have sex with this other woman, right? In that hypothetical sense, right? Do you really think most women really mean that when they say, yes, go ahead, honey, go spend that money?
No, because she's going to be spending more money than what you spend.
Let's be honest.
I'm just saying it does not work out.
You have to realize women are women. In those situations, what most likely is the reason is, like my wife was saying, the woman has already said in her mind, okay, yeah, you want to do this, so that means I'm going to do something else in return. And maybe, like my wife said, it could be taking more of your normal resources, your money, right? Your resources. Maybe that's your kids, right? Like, how many times have women used other things to manipulate men, right? And then, of course, let's be honest, a lot of women we know, right, from all these podcast shows and everything else, what do you think their natural answer is going to be when you say, well, hey, is it okay for me to sleep with other women?
And most of the time it'll be no.
No, hypothetically, if they say yes, what do you think their other what do you think their other stipulation or caveat is? They're
Yeah.
Go ahead, you know?
No, go ahead. I know.
They're going to say, well, I want to sleep with other men too.
That's what I just said.
And you think as a guy,
You want that?
you would want that? So in essence, what they're saying to you is, no, I don't want you to do it. But if you're going to do it and I
What
let
did I
you,
say? More
then
things
I'm going to
will
hurt
happen.
you
Yeah.
in return, right? Because let's be honest, no man of any value want to have
that.
their woman sleep with another man.
I just said with an open relationship, right? Then it's not really.
Yes,
Your
but in
boss,
this
though.
hypothetical sense, for example, hey, we know some pretty high end, you know, people that are in this quote unquote space, or at least have reacted or come, right? Destiny and his wife, right? Supposedly they're in this open relationship where they can go sleep with each other's, you know, whoever they want to,
Yeah.
but quote unquote, they're still committed to
Okay.
each other, right? But the honest truth is, just because you agree to this situation,
Doesn't
how
work.
can you really say you're committed to this other person when you're not really committed to this other person?
That's why I just said it's not
Right?
really.
You're, that
committed.
value that you say you're committing to them is not strictly for them. That's like saying, hey, honey, you know what? I have $1 million sitting here. It's both ours. Okay? I have $1 million sitting here on this table, and it's both ours. But by the way, I can use it to go spend on other people. I can take this $1 million that's supposed to be,
I will do
and
the
then you can
same.
do the same thing. You can take this $1
Then
million.
we don't have any.
So what are you really committing then?
Nothing.
So those people are capped. They're not committing to anybody.
It's like,
They just are in a situationship that unfortunately they have to, they're coping, right? My guess is that they're coping because their values, they realize, are out of whack.
They're
And this is
working.
the other thing too. They are not in the pursuit of the truth. You'll
or
notice
they're not even that happy.
you'll
Let's say that.
Well, they could be masking their happiness. They say, well, I'm super happy because I know what type of situation I'm in. But like I said, I personally believe it's the cope, because think about it. Destiny and his wife has no kids, right? When you're not pursuing the truth, at a certain point, you can cope as much as you want.
honey, if you're
you
doing
can-
that and you're like saying it's okay, you're in an open relationship. Trust me, you're not that happy because most
The
happy
point
would not want that.
No, it's not. But my point is, it's not even about the values specifically when that time comes. My point is because you're not using the values for the correct purpose. We talk about that all the time, right? We talk about the difference between high value people, men or women, versus actual people who have actually acquired the truth.
Yep.
You can be high value people, right? You could be a super alpha, handsome, tall, rich dude, right? But if you die alone
Yep.
with no kids, you have not achieved the
achieved
truth.
anything.
And do you think you're really happy at that end on your deathbed?
Nope.
Same thing with women. All these women that cap and say, oh, I'm a boss babe. I can make my own money.
I
don't
don't
need
care."
no man. And when the time they come 60, 70 and they're single
They're
and they have
lonely.
no kids, do you think they're truly happy on their freaking retirement or deathbed? With cats and die alone?
Nope.
So men and women are the same in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one time I'll actually say men and women are the same when it comes to this regard.
We need
Is that when you don't pursue
legacy.
the truth, you're both going to be unhappy. Okay?
Yep.
じゃないかなと、風俗ってこっちは行きたいけど向こうは仕事としてやってるわけじゃないですか。ただ浮気っていうのはこっちが気があるし向こうも気があって両方気があって浮気なのかなって個人的に思うんで、そういう意味で人はちょっと違うのかなと。
Okay.
Okay,
There you
so
go.
once again, this last guy, he's kind of talking about what you stated earlier, and he obviously confirmed it. He's talking about that emotional connection, right? So he's just saying it's literally just a business transaction. I have no feelings for this woman. This woman has no feelings for me. There's no emotional thing. But go ahead, I'll let you react. So
But nothing is free, guys. When it, you're still dipping into your pocket. Nothing's free. Sorry
Yeah.
to say.
So there's levels to it,
For
right?
that part.
There's levels to it. The couple levels that we talked about. One, right? Does the man actually bring emotional value? No, we don't. We know 100 guys. Let's not cap to other guys. 100% sure.
Just bring sexual
When we
values.
when we commit our values to a woman, it's not about emotional support, right? We're supposed to be steady. We're supposed to be the rock, right? Yes, we lust for her. Maybe that's what he's talking about in terms of actually lusting for her to like want to be your wife
Continue.
and your the mother of your children. I get that aspect, right? You're not going to commit those wants, those emotional wants, to just some prawn star or 304. But my problem is, what are you providing? Really, though, the pragmatic, the realistic thing that you're providing to your wife because of those wants.
Yeah.
You're providing your money.
Yeah.
You're providing your protection.
But not anymore. Not if
So,
you're doing that. If you're sharing it.
That's my point. So you're still, unfortunately, providing a value to this other woman that you're supposed to be committed to your wife, right? Now,
Kids.
if you two, like I said, we just said, right? If you guys have an understanding that you're okay to commit some of your values, right? So like we talked about having $1 million between of us,
Change it.
right? And then your wife said, okay, honey, go ahead. We have $1 million. Go ahead and use $100 every once in a while to go, spend our value, your committed value to me on this other woman, right? And as long as you don't overspend that, that's fine. But let's be honest.
Nope.
That's not. Can we all agree? Because you're not 100% committing that value, that means you're not 100% committing
to each other.
Exactly. Right? So regardless if you come up with that understanding, then so be it. What you guys really need to understand, is to really only have that full commitment where the woman really, really, really agrees. Really, 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 really agrees to letting you quote unquote cheat.
Because she got her own.
It's because when you're that top 1%, less than 1% dude, you have such high value. She knows that there's no way that she can control your values.
Yep. When
right?
he has so much of this to go around.
And not only just money, because you think really Jeff Bezos can do this? You think Mark Zuckerberg can do this?
Yes, they can.
Not really.
Yes, he can.
They can do it with money, but they cannot do it with their other values, honey. We talk about it. There's a reason why Mark Zuckerberg's wife looks like a freaking horse. There's a reason why Jeff Bezos' wife.
I think they can go bang anybody because there's so many hoes to go around.
No, so mama, you're missing the point. Those women don't want those men for being the man of high value. Yeah. They want those men just like a porn star or a sex worker wants that man. It's just for the money, right? But when you're the top tier percentage of guy and the women really want you for your high value, that's when you actually have that situation where it's not quote unquote cheating. Okay. Because in that situation, the woman knows already that you're committing the most you can to her. Okay.
I'm just saying though, honey.
And I get it. Most women don't want to be put in those positions. Hence why even those guys, even though they have multiple women, it's not every woman that agrees to that situation, right?
Yeah.
So that's my point. But my point, once again, guys, the point is that the majority of us don't get that situation. The majority of us aren't.
Small percentage.
The majority of us aren't 6 foot or taller. Handsome, multimillionaire, billionaire, status, has game too. You think Mark Zuckerberg has game? You think freaking Jeff Bezos has game? You think Bill Gates has game, Riz, whatever you kids want to call it? Yeah, they just have money. So my point is they're not high value men. We've talked about this. They maybe have one value high, but they're not overall high value men. And the results show it. We talk about all the time. Jeff Bezos dating some monkey brancher chick that's, dated athletes, had kids with athletes, and now she's freaking quote unquote settling for him, right? Mark Zuckerberg's wife. I just said how ugly his wife is, right? I'm sorry to say, but if I was a rich billionaire like him, I'm getting someone much younger, much hotter. Okay. Well, that's just the truth. The point is the results show itself. When you're a high value person, you're going to get high value outcomes, right? And so, hey, if you're just an average man or even above average man like myself, you can't do the things that the truth will allow you to do. Because the truth is, if you were the top 0.0001% of man, you could do all these things, right? But because we're not, we can't. And so these guys are just coping. These guys are trying to cope and just say, well, hey, yes, it's not cheating because I'm just giving a little bit of my money. But they're not high value men enough to get that value themselves, right? Naturally. But anyways, guys, great video. I love all I can say of these shorts, right? A lot of truth in them. A lot of learning information with them as well. So love you guys. Talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Join us as we give you guys a glimpse into our lives, give you guys advice, hopefully give you guys entertainment value as well too, and provide you guys better outcomes.
Yes.